Welcome, one and all, to another live edition of the Extra Point Show. We have the hit squad in the house. Happy to have the full gang on board today. Occupying the middle square is our man Michigan Michael Hasso. What's going on, my man?
Hey, missing the live stream. So excited to be back.
Excited to be back. Nice background you got there, sir. And to our far right, playing the X slot out there on the island is Miss Tasha T Sizzle, coming to you live from the Diara, our international sports correspondent. How goes it?
It goes well.
You look too happy. You look too happy right now, Tasha.
Mira la piscina. Mira.
Oh, mira. Looks good. Looks good. Now, we got a ton to talk about today, so we're going to get right to it. But before we do, each and every episode of the Extra Point Live is brought to you by
May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Colombian, your Honduran, and your Brazilian blend coffee fresh ground by my daughter, Sasha Denise. Please patronize her. She is young, she is Black, she's educated, and she needs that money, most importantly. Again, that's MayJanesCoffee.com.
MayJanesCoffee.com. We will make sure to put that in the link for you all to go and check that out and make sure you support. I'm very, very proud of Sasha. She has really done well for herself, especially going down there to Tampa. Is she the good luck charm? Was she Tampa's good luck charm? You know, they ain't really won nothing in a minute until she got down there. Is she the reason for the season?
I hope not.
Why
not? Because of that one person that they want to give all the credit to down there.
Hold up. Are you talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady?
She is talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady. And okay. I'm glad, Michigan Mike, you said GOAT, because there's going to be a lot of GOAT talk today. But before we get into the GOAT talk, a few weeks ago, we had to give a shout out to Bobcat Man. Y'all remember Bobcat Man that ran around his truck and took the Bobcat off his old lady and tossed it clean across the yard?
Yeah.
Well, move over, Bobcat Man. We got a new hero in town. We're going to call her Grizzly Bear Gal. Grizzly Bear Gal, did you see Grizzly Bear Gal?
Yeah, that was funny. That was awesome. I liked it.
Tasha, did you see Grizzly Bear Gal?
Of course I did.
Now, for y'all that didn't see Grizzly Bear Gal, we're going to make this real quick. There was a viral video that came out this week of a big-ass bear, a bab, like hanging out on the fence of a home. You see this young lady streak out because it looked like her pets were out there. And the bear was clawing at the dog, and the dog was barking at the bear. And she went and pushed a grown bear off of a fence, grabbed her puppies and her litter, and scurried on in the house. Now, let me ask you this, Mike. You have a home with a backyard that's fenced in, similar to what we saw in that video. If your cat was out there, because you have a cat, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If your cat is out there and you see a grizzly bear clawing at your cat, are you going to run out there and push that bear off the fence?
Yeah, I would do it, but I wouldn't do it for the cat. I would just do it for the natural challenge.
Oh, you're just doing it to become one with nature, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see where we stand.
Yeah, that's all well and good, Mike. To that grizzly, it goes grizzly.
Right. Until that grizzly decide to whoop that trick. Tasha T Sizzle, you have a beloved dog, Bella Blue. You love that dog. You've been that dog is like a part of the family, a part of your heart and soul. If you looked out the back window now, I know there's not many grizzly bears in the Dominican Republic, but if there was a grizzly bear in your backyard swiping at Bella Blue, are you going to run out there and push that bear and get your dog to safety?
Yo tengo dos perros, Bella and Big Boy. First of all, that bear was about to nuck when she bucked because her two cubs were behind her as well. So she was like, wait a minute. These dogs came out. She was like, are y'all trying to go after my babies? Let me get some straightening going. But
Now, see, this is coming from a mother right here. This is a mother's response.
but to answer your question, yes, I will drag any fish, fowl, beast, anything if I ever saw them attacking my dog, either one of them. And I remember I had Sasha's dog at a dog park, and he was probably about 9 to 10 months. And these two bigger dogs, they were playing, but Huey's a big dog. He's kind of rough. But I saw them get Huey on his back, and the dog started clawing at him. And I immediately took off. And I hate to say this, being the dog lover that I am, and I kicked the hell out of one of those dogs. And then, of course, the Karen comes over trying to yell at me, and I went off on her and said some, a few expletives. But I don't play about my dogs, period. I don't care what I feel like is attacking them. If they're in danger, I'm going to just switch into protection mode.
So you're risking life and limb. Now, let me add a wrinkle to this, because it came out that the young lady was actually 17. So obviously there was an adult in the house, some parents in the house. Now, let's say you come home, Mike, you're looking at your ring deal where you can see what's going on in the front and the backyard, and you see one of your boys out there tussling with a bear to save the cat. When you come home, what's the conversation you're having with your boys who are of age that can probably push a bear over?
Yeah, that ain't happening. I'd be like, man, what the hell are you doing? You better let that cat be.
Right. Okay, good. So at that point, you're gonna have a sit down with the boys, like, we'll go get another cat.
Yeah, learn how to pick your battles on that one.
Okay, as a mother, Sasha's in the back. You see Sasha in the back, tussling with a grizzly bear to save Bella. Who are you saving? Or are you upset? Huh?
We're gonna drop them Fifth Ward bees on that bear. We gonna drop them. I mean, she does that now. Of course, her being in Florida, which is Gator country, I tell her all the time, watch out with Huey with the gators when you walking around the ponds and stuff. And she has to deal with raccoons. And she says every time she tries to take Huey out, it seems like a raccoon comes from out of nowhere. So yeah, she do the same thing.
Obviously, for those that can read. Hey, Sasha, make sure you drop your link in the comments so we can go ahead and promote that. Shouts out to Deontay Williams checking in as well. Let's get to some basketball. Last night, my NBA season came to an end. First, they knocked Ja out the box 48 hours ago. That had me a little down, so I'm going to rep my Grizzlies today. And then last night, we see the fall of LeBron James in the first round for the first time in his career. 14 first-round playoff appearances, 14 victories, now 14-1. You're happy about this? Why? Tasha?
Well, I mean, I have to give this explanation to everyone. Players I do not like or did not like: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. You cannot deny their talent, their skill, and the fact that all three of them they are out of the stratosphere, like untouchable. I do not like all the hype that is put on LeBron James because, I mean, to me, like I said, Jordan is the GOAT. I don't care. He will always be the GOAT to me. But it's like the league, it's like they're going out of their way to make LeBron this perfect thing, the best ever to do it type thing. Like, he went to a party and he didn't get the same COVID restrictions put on him, but then you had Lemon Pepper Lou. I mean, they want to kick him out of the league because he went and got some wings at the Shake Joint. I mean, I don't like because it's
we might gotta talk about this actually.
It's a double standard for LeBron, and I just don't. And that's what bothers me the most. It's a double standard for him.
So you were glad to see him to get ousted yesterday.
And I don't like AD. Have you ever seen somebody so ugly when you look at them, it makes your mouth?
Mike, we going to the middle school.
Like, I cannot. With that, I cannot. I'm serious. I cannot stand to look at him. It's something about AD I don't like. And I respect LeBron's game. He is I'm a phenomenal basketball player. I just don't like LeBron.
Mike, your thoughts on LeBron James? Why do you think he's so hated? Because you're kind of neutral with the whole LeBron MJ deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I already said, I think was it last year, that if he wins one more, then I would put him above MJ in my opinion. I mean, that still hasn't happened. They're
And
just
it
two
won't.
different players, and they're both great at what they do and the times that they've been in. For me, it was kind of the end of the King era for me, being this best player in the league, and now it's very visible that he's not that anymore, in my opinion. And so it was kind of like bittersweet for me. It's like, oh man, like he really does need like help, or else he ain't going anywhere.
Now, need I remind you guys that prior to Solomon Hill doing the Soldier Boy and yuking all on his ankle, LeBron James was the front runner for the MVP. He was playing at an extremely high level, at least as high as that we've always held him to his standards. The Lakers were cruising as a top 2-3 seed. They were going to cruise their way through the regular season. Anthony Davis gets hurt. He gets hurt. They miss a bunch of time. They fall to the 7 and then run into a buzzsaw. Shouts out to my brother Damian Colter. He said at the beginning of the season to watch out for the Suns, and I laughed at him. I was like, the Suns? They're not about to do nothing. But Devin Booker was incredible. I got to give him his props. Chris Paul played through injuries, and I'm happy to see Chris Paul actually have some success on the court because he always seems to be the fall guy at every stop. Everywhere he goes, it's about him at the end of the day, and he's going to get moved to a quote unquote worse situation. He's made the best out of it in Houston. He made the best out of it in OKC. Got those teams to the playoffs. He's gotten the Suns, as Sasha Denise agrees. Book dropped almost 50 on the King last night. Now, the one thing that I want to get to that Mike said, and he's been consistent. One day we were talking about just the NBA in general, just what was going on with the plethora of games that were going on. And he kind of said in passing on his way out, well, LeBron James isn't the king anymore after this season. He said that before we even got to a game 5 or game 6 where the Lakers got eliminated. So here's my question, because a lot of people are going to share that sentiment today. If LeBron James is no longer the king, which you two seem to agree, who takes the crown? Right? Who takes the crown? If the crown is up for the taking, who holds this crown this time next year, in your opinion?
I don't think it's like a pass on. I mean, I guess we can see towards the end of this season how it plays out because someone can still emerge. For example, if Luka goes off and finishes out the Clippers and then moves past and gets to the finals, maybe it's Luka. But that's also a homer pick.
Right.
I would honestly wait till next season and see how this plays out and kind of see who that emerging star is, because some people could say Steph, he's really hard to stop and he's by himself hitting 50 points a game. Dame is doing his thing on a horrible position where he's at right now, but
and we're going to get to him in just a minute as well. That's a good point.
He doesn't have as much help over there, so I think it's hard because the king, the phrase "the king" of what LeBron made increase that status, right? So like that status quo of just like, oh, if I just score all these points, oh, okay, well, in that point, then KD, right? So like he's one of the best scorers ever. But he obviously isn't the king. I think being the king is not only scoring the points, but doing what you need to do to have your team win in whatever position they need.
Okay, so let's say projecting from what we see now to let's call it the preseason watch for next year. Luka will be your front runner for next up in line for the throne.
I think give him a couple years, he will be. I think he still has a lot of learning from Carlisle and how to be a team player. I think he needs a little bit more handle on his emotions. And it's very visible that he doesn't like when KP's not doing his thing. So it's like, how do we get Luka to work with other people and get what he wants? So I would say a couple years. I don't think he's ready yet.
Okay, T Sizzle, if LeBron James has to hand over the crown at the coronation of this year's championship, who do you think becomes the next king? Who's on your radar for next up to carry the mantle for the NBA?
That's hard because I don't know what was said previously, but you have so many who are on the cusp, but then they fall back. Like I love Giannis, but it's something about Giannis that says I'm not ready to take over. Like his game is just, it's fascinating to watch. And then of course, you have KD, but KD's super sensitive. You can't have him. You cannot be a superstar and be that sensitive.
And carries mental for the league.
Right. Like I said, Luka is out here. I mean, absolutely balling. Just balling. I love to watch Ja Morant play, but come on, he will never be that with the Grizzlies. It's just not going to happen. So
I vehemently disagree, but keep going.
I love Ja, but
he averaged 30 and 8.
Right, but look at where he is, and he's not. Even though we know he's a superstar, I mean, yeah, LeBron was in Cleveland when he did. When he came in, made the splash and everything. Memphis is just not going to put Ja where right.
They don't have that national spotlight. Yeah.
Right. So I mean
they didn't before the play-in tournament where he knocked off Steph on a national stage in Steph's house.
We know this, but it's his market, not him. It's not his fault that he plays for the Whoop That Trick All-Stars. And then
hold on. Well, wait a minute though. Well, one can then argue then Dallas and Luka are in the same position because they're not able to get any free agents.
But Dallas is a way, way bigger market than Memphis.
What free agent have they signed in the last 10 years?
Well, the person that you don't like, I don't like either, but he signed KP, which is
that was a trade. That was a trade. Now Memphis can trade. Trades are for small market teams. We're talking about a free agent that says I can either go to Memphis, Dallas, Houston, or New Orleans, and I'll pick Dallas.
But the thing is, at that time, no one wanted to go to Dallas. Dallas was struggling. Who knew Luka was gonna go Luka on everybody? So it would be hard, even though that's a bigger market. It's not like it's New York where you just want to go to New York like what's his name? The big, what I call Greg Oden III. Like he was like, oh, I'd love to play, but it's not necessarily for playing for the.
Oh, Zion.
They want to play in New York, yeah, and they want to play in MSG. MSG is just the mecca. You can have them be subpar, and people just want to say, "I want to be a Knick. I want to play in Madison Square Garden." But if you're going to saying, "Okay, I want to go to Dallas," at that time, what did Dallas have to offer? They were building, and it's hard if you're not just a bona fide star. Right, but if you're not a bona fide star, you're not going to go to a team that's trying to build because let's be honest, they don't want that work. They want something that's ready-made that they can go in and just fit in where they get in and then shine. A lot of people don't want that work.
Well, look, I'm just gonna say this, and it's all bringing me back to a larger point. I think that Dallas and Memphis are in a similar situation because previously the teams that they had, the Grit and Grind Grizzlies and the team that was led by Dirk was an aging team. Now you have a young superstar. If you're a scoring wing and you look at Luka and you look at Ja, you might want to spend your next 2 or 3 years there at a nice price. Now, of course, Memphis would have to money whip somebody because nobody would rather live in Memphis than in Dallas. I mean, as far as from a living condition standpoint, I mean, the aerial shot, they do above the arenas before the start of games. Did y'all see the aerial shot of Memphis in the play-in? I was so embarrassed. Memphis.
MEMPHIS, one town making easy money.
I was thinking to myself, is this another episode of First 48? When did ESPN start? It was the
with
trap.
Sergeant Mason.
It was a cold night in Memphis.
Right. Right. Sergeant Bethune-Cookman was cooking dinner with her family and then shots rang out.
I'm Lester Holt.
Let me stop. But it brings me back to the bigger point that there is no changing of the guard then. I couldn't get a definitive answer on who takes the mantle. Now, me personally, I would have said Giannis. So it's got to still be the king. LeBron is still the king because there's nobody that you can put. You said Luka's not ready. You said Giannis is not ready. KD a crybaby. Yes, Links in the curls and the gold teeth. And the gang. Now they did have the gangster walk. Shouts out to Memphis for the gangster walk.
I mean,
and for
it's
Jackson
basically
Charles.
like you're saying he's still the king by default. It's not and that's basically it, because the other people just aren't ready. It doesn't mean that they don't have the talent. They're just not ready yet.
There's just no king right now. I mean, you got to think early
Right.
2000s or late 90s. There wasn't really a king at that point either.
Right.
So,
Well, that's because MJ actually walked away from the game. I'm just saying that with LeBron.
so you're saying LeBron should walk away?
No, I'm not saying LeBron should walk away. Look, let me let y'all in on a little secret. LeBron James ain't going nowhere. For anybody who thinks that LeBron is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just ride off into the sunset. No. I just checked this morning on NBA.com, and he is 3,000 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for first all time. Now, you and I know that he'll never catch MJ in titles. Right, Langston King by default. There's no king by default. That he's going to stay around until he passes Kareem, because that's the only thing that he can have over MJ that nobody else can take from him. Kind of like Emmitt Smith. We know that there were quote unquote better running backs. I think Barry Sanders was a better running back than Emmitt, but nobody can take away the fact that he's the all-time leading rusher, and the way that the league is going now to pass it, nobody's going to ever catch it. Just like LeBron.
But no one's trying to take away anything from LeBron. What we're saying is he is king by default because the other people are just simply not ready. Not saying that they can't do it, because I'd rather watch Giannis play than LeBron.
No, and Giannis would have been my. No, I agree with you. Now, Giannis would have been my who has next right now. And what gave me that notion for Giannis to be like who has next? I think he has everything that both MJ fans and LeBron fans can like. One, the fact that he's so big and versatile, he puts you in the mindset of LeBron body stature-wise and dominance-wise. But MJ-wise, he decided to stay with Milwaukee when he could have strung this thing along and become a free agent this year and picked his destination to go team up with somebody. He decided to stay in Milwaukee. And one thing that I really love that he did this year was the fact that he didn't allow his team to tank to avoid Miami, who put them out last year. He accepted the challenge of, nope, I'm going to start these last two games. If we win these last two games, we stay in the seeding with Miami because I want another shot at them, and swept them. That's like what a king would do. Like, okay, the MJ fans, that put you in MJ Kobe mode. So I would have went with Giannis, although I think that the next superstar in the league is going to be Luka Doncic. The question is it going to be in Dallas or is it going to be elsewhere? Now,
I was going to say, so to your point, it all depends on how LeBron responds this postseason or into next season of what they do with the Lakers. Is that right?
No, I think that for LeBron, the title chasing is done. Once he got his fourth ring in LA and he won at every stop, I think now his sights are solely focused on Kareem. And I think that while he could have accumulated more points in the playoffs, I think it was better for him to go ahead and lose now and start getting some rest towards next season than to go and get smoked by Brooklyn in the finals. And then you got another L in the column in your finals record.
How long is his contract? 2 more years, something like that?
2 more years.
All right. So we start the Mavs campaign. Luka, LeBron, let's do it.
Man, if LeBron come to Dallas,
that's a championship.
And you all know he is not going to cut. And you sounded like, what's his name that calls him Luka LeBron? What's your friend Nick that calls him Luka LeBron?
Oh yeah, Luka LeBron. We're gonna get to Luka LeBron in a minute. But now, if he comes to town, man, it's a wrap. And plus, LeBron, no state tax, bruh. That 158 is 158. Like
it's not about LeBron. Remember, it was revealed that Savannah wanted to move to LA. Let's remember that.
Let's talk about now. We're going to get into that's true. Now let's talk about this because Langston brings up a good point. Is it me, but are the NBA playoffs lost their excitement, or is it just not much to watch on TV? Look, already we're not even in the second round yet. We've lost Steph Curry. We've lost LeBron. We lost Ja. We lost the Knicks. That whole market is gone. Kawhi's on the verge of being eliminated tonight. And worse yet, if they come back and steal this series, that's no Luka. I mean, we're losing superstars left and right. Is this going to hurt your viewing experience if let's just say the Clippers do advance, Mike, are you going to watch the rest of these playoffs?
And you already know the answer to that. I would not if my team was out. But for me, it's more of the time zone. Like they're over here playing West Coast time, having to start at 9:30. I'm like, man, I gotta sleep. You get game finishing at 1 a.m. Like, nope.
Right. I mean, me working at night gave me a little bit of an advantage, but the 8:30 starts for a Memphis game is just outrageous. That's outrageous. And now you're going to have series where you have Phoenix and Utah and Denver still in it. So we look at some more 9:30 tip-offs throughout the week. That's just the way that's going to be. Now, speaking of another West Coast team, Tasha, me and you talked about Damian Lillard last week. And now he's on the outside looking in. He's got bounced from the playoffs for the fourth time in the last 5 years in the first round. And last night he posted a cryptic message on his IG. There was a Nipsey Hussle quote that basically says, "How long do I stay loyal? When does opportunity meet preparation?" Is it time for Dame Dollar to dip from Portland?
The only reason why I'm going to say no is because I am tired of this super team, big three mentality. I applaud the young man for staying with Portland through everything. But if they do not get him some help, I will not be mad if he left. Because it's ridiculous. He has been torching, I mean, basically since he's been in the league. He has been there. But every year he struggles because there's no one there to help him. Oh, Carmelo's not the answer to this question.
CJ McCollum is not a star.
Right. But again, that's the thing. That's what I was saying about Ja, and you talking about Dallas. Who actually wants to go to Portland? Like Carmelo went because nobody else was giving him a shot. If he had other offers, I guarantee you Carmelo wouldn't have ended up in Portland. It's hard to sell on those smaller market teams.
And it's crazy too.
Even better than this. Who wants to go play in Oregon?
I was going to say that. I mean, Portland's actually a really nice city. So I don't know.
But yeah, that's it.
For management, I think it's more of like a Houston type thing to where, they're seeing how Dame's being treated. And they're like, why would I go there? It's taking him 10 years.
I could see Dame in Houston. I could see him in Houston.
Don't go to Houston. What you need to do is take your butt on down the road and link up with LeBron, ship AD off to Oregon, and now you got your sniper LeBron, where you can just play point guard the rest of your career and facilitate and let your sniper go get you 40 points a night.
He's proven to not be injured all the time. I mean, once AD's been hurt, he's never been the same. So get rid of him.
Very good point. And with Dame Dollar, once I drop 55 points and hit 2 game-time threes to send it into overtime and double overtime, and my team gives me nothing, I score 17 points in the double overtime session, drop 55, 12 threes, and we lose? We had a 14-point lead last night, and we lose?
And that's why I think a lot of these players do leave because they're doing so much for these organizations. And then at the end of the day, the organizations are just riding their backs and not giving them any help.
Right.
I mean,
so you would not begrudge. No, go ahead and finish your thought. Finish your thought.
I mean, you think about how bad Jordan talked about Jerry Krause and all of them. He had a point until they actually gave him some help. Now, he didn't let up, but still, that was a cry for help. So if Dame was to go out here and start bad-mouthing the organization and the ownership, then he's going to look like the bad guy. But damn, what else is he supposed to do? What else is he's giving you literally everything.
Everything. He's been Barry Sanders. I mean, I want to put it in that context as far as of Barry Sanders. His accomplishments and his skill set did not match the win-loss record the way it should have in Detroit because they refused to put something around him. Now, Mike, let me come to you in the middle square. KP and first-round pick next year for Dame Dollar?
Oh, that's easy.
You might have to throw in Hardaway Jr. because here's the thing. And with these millennials and Generation Z, they came up in the LeBron empowerment era to where you're only judged by championships. How long did they stay patient? Now, I already know that I got 6 years with Ja, and then he's going to force his way to a bigger market. I already know that. I get that. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, and then when it's time to rebuild, hopefully I'm not 80. But I already know that's the landlocked. Dallas has a chance to keep Luka because I just don't understand the logic of not wanting to come to Dallas. No state tax. The place is so spread out. You can go and hide yourself in Dallas in a plethora of subdivisions outside of just the DFW. You can go to McKinney. You can go to Frisco. You can go to Prosper. Like, there's a lot of places you can go and still get to downtown Dallas.
You got an owner that'll fight for you, and take the fine for you. Like, here,
literally and figuratively, because I really think Cuban will put them paws on somebody.
Cuban swole.
Yeah, he started working out after that championship. He's like, oh, I'm getting a lot of spotlight here.
Now, have I called a check on LeBron and Anthony Street Clothes Davis? Now, that is wrong. Let's talk about that. Did the media play a role in Anthony Davis trotting his old broke down jalopy self out there last night and embarrassing himself?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I mean, you could have put this on LeBron though. I mean, we're talking about NBA putting this pressure on LeBron to be something that he probably doesn't even want to be. Now, like you said, like he already has his championships, but like he kind of did the same to AD. What last year he was pretty much like, "This is your team. Come on, let's show us what you could do." He showed us what he could do. He wasn't ready.
Right. Now, I don't think that's an indictment on LeBron, though, because there's a laundry list of players that we can name off that if they were traded to the Lakers instead of AD, and he says, it's going to be your team next year, I'm just going to be basically point forward and facilitate. Devin Booker, they'd still be in the playoffs. Luka Doncic, of course, they'd be a number one seed right now. Even if it's John Morant and let LeBron play off the ball, he's durable. He can get you 30 points and 10 assists. It's a lot of players out there. Dame.
No.
You don't think so?
You over here telling him that he's the king and how, he went from being this powerful player to, okay, well, now he's managing the team. Now he's managing the game. If you're a manager and you're saying like, all right, it's all how you word things, right? So if you knew AD wasn't ready, then you got to be like, this offseason, we won a championship. Great. I don't think he's ready for himself yet. We need some more help still. Like, so if he recognized that.
You went out and got more help. You went out and you bring in Montrezl Harrell. You bring in Dennis Schroeder, who's a younger, more viable player than Rondo, who ain't doing nothing in the playoffs. Tasha,
I'm inclined to agree with both of you. Paul, your point was good, but Mike, you also make a good point. I really don't think LeBron thought that AD was going to be used goods. And at this point, I think AD is becoming used goods. And LeBron is at a certain age now. Like I said, he had that ankle injury earlier, but, and it's hard for him to keep carrying a whole team. He cannot keep carrying a whole team on his back without a viable, wingman or something that can help him. Although Jordan did win that championship when Pippen had that back issue, but we're not gonna go there.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on. As far as help, did you see? No, don't pew me. Look, I'm over here. Look. Okay, now y'all don't hit a sore spot. Now I'm ready to start boxing. Jordan, if you remember, after the first time he left, his team won 50-some games the next year with Kukoc hitting the three and Pippen not going in the game. That team won 50-some games and went to the playoffs.
But look at that, and that goes to Mike's point. Look at what else was there. Mike was gone. You still had all those other pieces. The Lakers do not have anything else, and they put their hopes on a broken down AD. LeBron should have opened his mouth and said, "Look, dog, we're gonna need a little more than what AD is giving right now. What can we get?" I mean,
But the thing is, they just gave up all those assets to bring him over.
It doesn't matter. But it's like now, Rob Pelinka, you played at Michigan, go Blue. You know how it goes. You should know how to manage things. He can look at that and say, Rob Pelinka himself can look at that team and say something else is missing.
Right. Now, Langston says, as a Lakers fan, he struggles to identify with any of these players as a true Laker. Maybe it's more sentimental. Well, the thing is, I think to that point is the turnover in the NBA. Your players hadn't been over there long enough. What, you had 3 straight number 2 picks. You had Lonzo, you had D'Angelo Russell, then you had the guy who went to New York and started playing well this year. Then 3 of them, they're not even there anymore. So, you didn't even have time to build with your team. At least the Grit and Grind Grizzlies had a 6-7 year run together. Dirk didn't have the opportunity to run it back with his same team, and I think that haunted the Mavs, because I think that team, when you looked at the next year's finals, I don't see how Dirk and them wouldn't have been there. The West didn't look that much more loaded.
But I blame salary cap and all that other stuff. It's so much money to be had out there, and so these players say someone else is going to offer me more money. I'm not getting ready to stay with these Lakers who are terrible, who can't do this, who can't do that. And they're going to go for the money. Like, oh, come on. At that time, who's going to leave La La Land to go to the Knicks? It was the money. Now, the little ball boy, he didn't have a choice. They just shipped him out because they just really thought he wasn't effective, even though he's a pretty decent player.
He's a decent player.
I think it's the aspect of getting the money when you think that there's no hope for you winning a championship.
Right. And then I started thinking back when I was looking at Jason Tatum basically take on the Nets 1-on-5 and dropping 50 on their head. Can you imagine if the Lakers took Tatum instead of Ball and then bring in LeBron? You would have never had to do any of that. So, Rob Pelinka, you do bear some responsibility. Jeannie Buss as well. Now, here comes Michael Harris. If LeBron was the GOAT, he would have taken over the game at the age LeBron is now. Michael was the same age, still winning championships. At 36, Michael Jordan was on that yak, smoking cigars at the casino, letting it ride. Does anybody want to pull up the Wizards tape? Do we just gonna forget about those years?
But
Michael Jordan was 6 rings and he's played in the league 15 years.
Wasn't he wearing? No, he switched back to 23. I was like, wasn't he wearing 40? The 45 MJ was off. it just was off, and he wasn't right ever since. Even when he switched back to 23, he was throwed off. Let's just go and put that out there.
Stop it, Mike. Now, LeBron James had 2 multi-year hiatuses. I'm sorry, Michael Jordan had 2 multi-year hiatuses before he came back to Washington. LeBron James has put consistent miles on his legs for 18 straight years, being a first team all NBA 13 straight years, 4 MVPs, 4 championships. Let's stop that. Y'all act like that. He never went to Washington.
Jordan was still putting in work when he went off. He played baseball. Now I know
in
baseball
the club.
players
He was putting in work in the club.
You know what? Baseball players are not the best shaped, but if you look at Mike in that Birmingham Barons outfit, Mike was still put together. Mike was still working out.
No, he was just so athletically gifted from God. He got touched by an angel, and he was just that much more athletically superior. Now, don't be agreeing with him, Mike. I'm gonna block you. No, I'm gonna block you. No, sir. LeBron, there will be no more LeBron. Now, ask who had the crown.
Derrick Henry have the crown. What are you talking about?
That's true. No, that's true. Now, that is true. Now, ask who had the crown. They could not give me a definitive answer. Michael Harris, who got the crown then? If it's not LeBron, who got the crown?
It has. If you're gonna go off of like, well, then if no one's gonna step up, then it has to be LeBron. Then I think it has to be at default Luka, because he is the dominant player right now. Even LeBron said it. He's like, this is Luka's league.
And he also said that Devin Booker was the most disrespected player in the league before he signed that jersey last night. So, I mean, I get it why people would say, look, at 36, Mike was working on his second three-peat. Did LeBron just not win the championship last year?
In a bubble.
In a bubble. Oh, now here come the caveat.
That was his last hoorah.
In a bubble. No. 4 months ago, he was the front runner for MVP, yay or nay? Was he not the front runner for MVP?
I mean,
because Luka was supposed to be, but Luka came in out of shape, and the team started 14th in the West. They had to slowly climb their way out.
It's a marathon, though. Like when you run a marathon, you're not like, man, he's running at a fast pace. I mean, that's cool and all, but you got to finish the season.
Right. Thank you, Langston. Luka doesn't have a big enough body of work. He doesn't have a playoff series win under his belt. He still doesn't have one yet. Now, I anticipate he will after tonight. But come on now. I mean, if nothing else, Trae Young is in the second round. Who won that trade, by the way?
I would say Dallas.
Yeah.
So Dallas won that trade?
Yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. I am not taking anything away from Trae. I think it's just easier to build around Luka than it is to build around Trae.
So the bubble was a joke. No, sir, the bubble was not a joke. The bubble was not a joke. That's worse than having every other day off. Dallas is getting 2-3 days off between games. The bubble, you was having to play night after night. Now, Langston, if you joined us late, Mike did drop Steph as a name early when I asked who could be next for the taking. Now, if Golden State gets Clay back healthy and they do something with the extra draft pick that they have, who knows? Maybe they'll be back.
And what we were talking about earlier, Langston, is that just because you could score high doesn't necessarily mean you're the king. You know, then it would be Steph against KD in that category.
Right.
In my opinion, for the king, if Steph were to increase his defensive overall game, then that's when he's like, man, that dude can change a whole team by himself. He lost. Didn't even get to the playoffs. So
who he lose to?
Memphis?
Did Ja drop 35 and 12 on his head? Mike, all right, I just want to put that in there because nobody cares about Memphis.
You have to pronounce that right, Mike. It's Memphis.
I can't do that. I gotta have my Texas swing on it. Memphis?
You know what? He is so Texas. You got it. He is so consistently Texas. Now, here comes some more bubble hate. The bubble man was an intramural championship. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
A round robin. It was a round robin tournament.
Now, if Miami would have won that, then everybody be talking about Jimmy Butler's the second greatest thing since Bart Simpson. Don't he still look like Bart Simpson to y'all? No? You don't? Okay. So let's go to Luka real quick. Since we repping Texas. The road team has won every game in this series so far. How does that even happen? The game 6 is back in Dallas. Does Dallas get a win? Do they finish this thing off? What are your thoughts on tonight's matchup, Michigan? Mike?
They need us to give us our full court back. I know that they had that 100 section tailored off, and then I forgot what game I was watching, but they had everyone there. I think it was
Utah did and Memphis did.
Yeah, so I'm like, why do we not have our fans up in that section? So hopefully they change that because our crowd does get loud. It was even loud, the last couple games, but. Man, I don't know why. I think we break it tonight, though. It's Friday night. Everyone's feeling took off. We're ready to go.
Tasha T. Sizzle, road team has won every game. The series is switched back to Dallas. Does the road team continue it? And does it go back to LA on Sunday for game 7?
Oh, I don't know. It just depends on who shows up for the Clippers. And, I cannot watch the games at all here. So I have to go off of when I read it, like what happens the next day, and if I happen to see clips. But it depends on who shows up for the Clippers, because they will disappear like Homer Simpson in those bushes.
Oh, the fade back in the bushes, me. Which brings me to a question, because I'm glad you walked me into that. In my opinion, Kawhi Leonard is the most overrated superstar of the last generation. Nobody gets a pass for failure like Kawhi Leonard.
What did I tell you about that? I said I believe that they do not come down on him is because he is quiet. He's not on social media. He's not always out here causing a ruckus. He's not always out here talking bad. It's hard to get the man to even smile. So I think that's why the media kind of overlooks him when it comes to the criticism, because this year he does bear some responsibility and he does need a little criticism for the way everything is going. But again, remember, that was Doc's fault. Remember what they were saying.
Now, last year, remember the shot off the side of the backboard heard around the world when playoff P turned into pandemic P and way off P and all of that? Now, I distinctly remember a couple of nights ago seeing the air ball heard around the world. With 8 seconds left, you rush a shot up, and you got Rajon Rondo looking like he about to dig in that ass, walking back
He
to
was
the
like,
huddle.
he looked at him like
Really?
Really?
He was looking at him like he gave him the winning number to go play, and he never went to go play at the number house.
He's like, I would at least hit the net.
Right. I would at least hit the side of the backboard. Come on, man. They would have been killing LeBron. They would have been killing KD or any of them people for a move like that. But for Kawhi, it's this next segment. Why does he get such a pass? Is it because he signed with New Balance? Has he been through enough?
I told you it's because
yeah,
he's
Tasha
quiet.
got a point. Yeah, he's not building anything on himself. The media is trying to like build this on him, and so they ask him, well, how do you feel about this? We lost the game. Like, how do you can't really build anything off of that? So it's like, okay, you always have those friends that can't really carry a conversation. That's Kawhi.
Right.
Like, how are you supposed to talk to that
right.
guy?
But you showed up on national televised commercial with the crown hanging from your dashboard, saying you the new king of LA. You turned down a chance to link up with the real king, and now you underachieving. You blamed your coach last year, got your coach ran out of town. Now he's in Philly with the number 1 seed in the East. And you about to get eliminated by Luka again, who in what? They played 6 games last year. They've got, 5 this year? In 11 games, he's dropped 40 on them about 7 times.
But
Come
also,
on,
I really
thought the defensive player of the year.
But I really thought him, like a lot of us thought, that Paul George was going to be better than what he is. When he was in Indianapolis, he was a better player. Even after he got injured, when he was in OKC, he was a better player. And then he goes out to LA, and then all of a sudden it's I forgot how to play. It's basketball. Oh, I thought this was foosball.
Foosball is for the devil.
I do like me some foosball.
Like, you're too strong to play foosball. That little thing don't stand a chance. The little ball be exploded. So with that being said, you got who tonight? Clippers, Dallas. Who you got? Is this thing going 7? Does Kawhi get out of the doldrums, or is LA completely out of the playoffs? I'm
going to go with the Clippers tonight, simply because I hope they would have more respect for themselves.
I think this is how it's going to run down, in my opinion. I told Mike that this series is going 7 because I wanted 7 battles because there's so many stars on the court. With that much star power, give me 7 of those. I think that some kind of way the combination of the referees, Kristaps Porzingis and Kawhi and Paul George gets it done. The road team wins again, and then the road team wins in Game 7.
And them refs on another level, man.
What's that?
Let the boys play. That's what my Denzel's coming. Let the boys play. Let the boys play.
Shoes, sir. The boy wanted shoes. Morgan Freeman talking about Denzel.
Why are you in New Balances? Ain't nobody gonna respect that. Come on now.
Coco Gauff plays perfectly fine tennis in her New Balance.
How far is she jumping off the ground?
First of all, she is.
That's why he ain't got no lift.
You're gonna leave her alone.
He don't have no lift in the New Balance.
I think New Balances naturally come with a little dad like walk away with the back. They just
right. The New Balances come with a fanny pack and some high blood pressure pills.
I carry a fanny pack around here. Thank you very much, sir.
She got the New Balances on.
Civilian. It's nothing wrong for a civilian. They're comfortable. Nurses and
it's
daycare
workers.
The
island. It's the person
right,
of the island.
Yeah, Steph. They are work shoes. If you got to be up on, if you're dealing with the public, if you will, in my Dusty Rhodes voice, if you're standing behind a counter all day helping people, New Balance is for you. They give you high arch support. You won't have any pain in your lower extremities. But right, you were an old lady in high school too. All you needed was a salt and pepper wig. She was going to bed at 8:00 in high school.
She got that finger down at 6 years old. She like,
what? He said they lawn shoes.
I sure am about to put mine on. I'm about to do this.
Okay, because I got a pair, and I use those when I do my walk around the complex because they give you good arch support and you won't strain a calf muscle. But I would never wear none out to the gym.
James
I'm over
Worthy,
40, by the way. I can buy them.
James Worthy wore New Balance, and you know, hey, he did all right.
Damn, them was some old balances there. Shit. Okay, moving on. Before we lose a sponsor, this show is sponsored to you by New Balance. We just lost a sponsor, Mike. Thanks a lot, Tasha. All right, round 2. Hold on, wait a minute. It's a walk-off. This is true. Their souls are as thick as a Popeye's biscuit. But they're not as dry. Nothing is drier than a Popeye's biscuit. All right, Sixers versus Atlanta. We got a second-round matchup between Ben Simmons and Trae Young. The big Joel, he's got a meniscus tear in his knee. He's day-to-day, which means month-to-month if you're in Philly. Who wins this series, Michigan Mike?
I got the Sixers. I like the Hawks. I like Trae Young and what swagger he brings, but if you don't have any help, that swagger ain't gonna last you long. So I got the Sixers on this one. Sixers
How
in
many games you going?
Sixers in 6.
Sixers in 6. Wait a minute. Sixers. Okay, I ain't want no 3 Sixers going in there. Now he's gonna have to rebuke you. Wait, we have to count them.
Evil.
Hey, have you ever went to the store?
60 points.
Have you ever went to the store and had something add up to 666?
Yeah.
What's out Dwayne Donaldson in the house? He got Philly in 5. Now if Joel Embiid is in there, I got Philly in 5 as well. Tasha T Sizzle. Can the boy wonder from the ATL get it done again? Can he knock off another big time market? He just went through New York. Can he do it to Philly?
I don't think so. You're talking about Joel Embiid. You know, I think that meniscus tear is a lot worse than what they are actually reporting.
I agree.
And then
I agree.
We don't know what version of Ben Simmons we're going to get. Yes, he had a triple-double the other night, but that's something that he should have been doing throughout his entire career. If Ben Simmons starts to fade in the background, as he often does, then Trae's going to go off on him like he did the Knicks.
The Atlanta Hawks are really, really underrated. John Collins is a great player. Clint Capella has revived his career at the center position after getting traded from Houston. They've got the Bogdanovich brother, the other one, not in Utah, but this in Atlanta. He's balling. They've got, and shouts out to Nate McMillan, who seems to always get the job cleaning up somebody's mess, get them to the playoffs, and then get fired. Can somebody explain that to me? You know, maybe on another show.
It always happens. It always
Nate
happens.
McMillan is the defibrillator. He get you back up and running, then they're gonna put him right back on the shelf. Now Wayne says they will be resting, waiting on the Nets to win over the Bucks in 7. What's up, man? Now let's get to that. Let's get to that one because I think we're all in agreement that Philly should get past Atlanta. The big boy. This should be the NBA Finals to me. We got Milwaukee versus Brooklyn. The reigning 2-time MVP.
That would be a great finals.
Who you got, Michigan Mike? You're in the center square.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Wayne. I have the Nets in 7.
Woo! Jesus.
I mean, with all these star players, like you said, with the Mavs and the Clippers,
I love it.
7. So yeah,
I love it. Like the Mavs and the Clippers for the casual fan is gold because you know these names. They're household names, and they keep punching each other in the face. That's on each other's home turf. You gotta love that. Now I don't know what happened. Did the maid get her? I don't know where she went.
No, I'm still here. I had to get something out because I have not eaten today, so I'm still here. Go ahead.
Okay, well then I'll go with my prediction, and then we'll get yours. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that although it wasn't the entire Big Three, Milwaukee and Giannis beat the Nets twice in the last 2 weeks of the regular season when they were still fighting for playoff seeds. And I believe one of those games, Giannis dropped 50 on their head. I think that they're on a mission this year. I think it will go 7. As much as I will be rooting for Giannis, because that's who I will root for next to take the crown until Luka's ready. I'm going to go Nets in 7 as well. Hopefully it goes 7. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. Do you think that White Dante not being in the lineup with an Achilles injury, do you think that that's going to bear any bad fruit for the Bucks?
Oh, I'll answer that one. No. For me, I think they have enough talent to hang with the Nets. But for me, I think just that all-star lineup is just it's gonna be too much in 7 games. That's just too much to play against.
It is. They were averaging over 100 points combined in that series against Boston. My God. Tasha, who do you got in this series?
Say it again. I'm sorry, I was distracted. The dog ran out.
There ain't no Bear getter, did it? Between Milwaukee and the Nets. Really the NBA Finals.
I know. Oh, that's hard because I'm a KD stan and I'm a Giannis stan. I'm still going to go with Brooklyn because I just think that they possess a little more than the Bucks. It's just bad that they have to meet up. It's kind of like when you have what's his name, the Joker facing Federer, in a what do you call it, semifinal match.
Are you watching the French Open? You made a lot of tennis references today. You watching the French Open? I
like a little serve and volley.
Okay, all right. No, I was just saying your tennis game has been on point today. That's all I'm saying. That's what's up. Okay, now let me ask you this: Utah blew through Memphis like barbecue fest. Came in, set up shop, cooked dinner, tore down the tent, and left town. Memphis got done in 5. A gentleman's sweep. I get all of that. My question to you is: who's better built to knock Utah off, Dallas or the Clippers?
Ooh.
Because one of those two would have to play them.
See, this goes. Somebody put it in the comments earlier that said something about the playoffs not being it because all the stars are gone. It's hard because now it's almost like you got the second string players playing in the tournament,
right?
And you don't know who's going to show up, who's going to step up to want to be first string now. So it's kind of hard with some of these mid-majors, as if there's a mid-major conference.
No. I get the reference.
Some of these mid-major teams that are advancing without real superstars, because the only superstars that are really left are, with the Nets and with Milwaukee.
That's it. As far as superstar and Luka, if he gets out of this next round, and some could say Kawhi if he's able to pull off these next 2 games. Mike, middle square Mike. Who you got? Who's a better matchup? Who do you like better, Luka against Utah or Kawhi and Paul George against Utah? I've seen them firsthand. They are a monster.
I think for either of them, it's going to be pretty tough for them to beat Utah. I think the best chance is going to be the Mavs. And the reason why I'm saying it is because they are a younger, better built team that I think can survive this first round, because this one's a battle. I don't see the Clippers surviving or doing well in the next round if they do win. They're just too old.
Well, just give me the superstars at this point. If my 2 teams are gone, LeBron is out, John Moran is out, give me the superstar. And if somebody can go out there and drop a 40-point triple-double, let me watch that guy play against Utah. Because I think Utah is going to get it done against either. But if I have to watch the series, give me Dallas and Carlisle. At least he's going to make adjustments. Nobody thought he was going to put in Boban in game 5, and Boban would go in there and make a difference like that. I love his coaching.
You got Paul George over here that is so much of a joke at this point in the postseason that when he has a decent game, people are like, "Oh, where's this Paul George?" So that's hilarious in itself. But
that is true. Now, Wayne makes an interesting point, just to double back to the Bucks and the Nets, that they have a chance for upset if the Greek Freak can use his length to slow down Durant. That's what happened in the last 2 games that they played of the regular season against each other. Giannis took the mantle of guarding Durant, and Durant was not able to get that little floater off. He had to kind of go Luka with the back leg. Giannis was blocking his shots. So
Dirk, first of all, Dirk made that shot. But I will say the scary thing about this.
I'm sorry, Dirk. The Mavs Maybach shot. Okay.
The scary thing about this Nets team is I honestly don't think that they've unleashed the Nets yet themselves. I think they've been holding back. So I think they're actually going to have to show what they can do in this series. They haven't showed all their cards in regular season, so watch out.
But on the flip side, let me come to you, Tasha. On the flip side, do you think team chemistry could be an issue? They've only played a handful of games together, the big three.
Well, I mean, I'm all for the team chemistry because I think, your team kind of needs to mesh. They have to know each other. Like if you have a tendency to pass this way, like even with football, like some people say, oh, this quarterback throws hard. If you know the player, if you know the person, it's easier to get your rhythm. But at this point, it's all about, I need to get this win. I'm trying to win. The team needs to win. If we don't get along, we don't have this chemistry or what have you, it's not about us right now. We got to get this W.
I agree with both of your points on that. I think chemistry is important for a young team.
Guys, I do have to leave because I have people in the house working who are actually late. They were supposed to be here earlier. So I kind of have to tend to them, and I kind of got to sign off the show early today.
Okay, so wait a minute. It's actually not early because we're going to finish the show with a yes/no question that Langston posed. Will this be the lowest ratings ever for the NBA Finals?
No.
Tasha says yes.
No. I think if Luka's in the finals, it'll be good.
Oh, my God.
No, Mike. It has nothing to do.
I want to see Luka against the Nets. Let's do it.
It has nothing to do with Luka. It's because, like we said, the dream
because
matchup.
There's no team.
No, the dream matchup is being played this round.
The dream matchup is LeBron in the finals versus the Nets. That's the dream matchup, and it's not going to happen. I will say this in closing: if Luka can get to the finals and knock off the Brooklyn, here you go, bruh. I will mail this to you, bruh. The crown is yours. So, with that being said, I want all of us to put our collective positive energy together for Michigan Mike and his Dallas Mavericks. We will be back to discuss the recent activities that's gone on through the week next Friday. Mike, you got any closing parting shots?
No, man. Everyone watch that game tonight, and good luck to the Mavs.
All right, let's go, Mavs. We will see y'all next Friday. Peace.